Good morning, everyone. I'm Kaye here on my homestead in Tennessee, and I am a homesteader with cats, no livestock. If you're new to my channel, I live on a little over 9 acres, and I have attempted to create a lot of gardens in what was before just a yard. There were a couple of raised beds, 3 or 4 raised beds over here on the side, and some blueberry bushes, which is what we're going to talk about today. And that was the extent of the garden. And I have developed a lot of gardens, thousands of square feet of gardens over the 6 years that I've been here. So if you're interested in my journey here and food preservation, medicinal plants, and gardening, so much more, so please subscribe, click the bell for notifications, scroll down and click all so you won't miss an episode. Okay, today we're going to talk about blueberries and should you cover your blueberries and what is the best method for you. So don't go anywhere. Well, the short answer is it depends on how many bushes you have or are planning to have if you're just starting out. If you think, oh, I am in a small backyard garden, or I am in a condo with a patio, I can only do 2 to 3 bushes in planters. That's a different story than if you envision 10 to 20 blueberry bushes. You know, it just depends on what you're after, what your goal is, what if you're going to do a market garden, all of those things come into consideration. But let's just say, take my journey, for example. I had a small urban garden and I had 2 blueberry bushes. You need more than one variety for pollination. I had them in a rolling planter cart thing. And so something like that is very easy to cover your blueberry bushes with voile or tulle, or it's also called nylon netting. This you can buy at the fabric store. Get the widest selvage, if you know what that means. That's the width. And then get the length you think you need to cover the berries. The reason to cover your berries is so the squirrels and the birds don't get all of your fruit, okay? And so if you've only got 2 bushes, and it's very easy to manage, or 3 or 4, it's very easy to manage with voile, then I highly recommend that. If you've got more of a blueberry patch, and you've got anywhere from 4 to 10 plants, I have about 10 plants now, and that's impossible with voile. The widest selvage in the fabric store, I think, is 57 or 55 or something. So it's got to be able to go over the plant. And if you have bigger bushes in the ground, usually in the ground, they're going to be bigger bushes. Eventually, they're going to get bigger. So voile is kind of out of the question. The very first year, I had the man that was working for me to build a structure and we put bird netting over it. And bird netting comes in either inflexible or stretchy. And it was very hard to work with either one on this concrete ladder mesh structure that we devised, which collapsed in the winter snow. And so all that had to be scrapped. Also, bird netting, you do still get some birds in your bird netting. But this was a great experiment. I wanted a walk-in blueberry enclosure, but you see, I am on a hill, and if you're on a slope, it's very hard to build a permanent structure. If you envision yourself having, say, 6 or 8 blueberry bushes over the course of many years, and you're going to be where you're going to be, I recommend that you build a permanent structure and cover it with wire mesh so that it still gets plenty of sun, but you can walk in, you've got a structure, you don't have to bend over to harvest, you can check your berries, you can fertilize the soil, you can do all of that just inside your cage. As I said, if you cover with voile and you just have a rolling planter or cart or permanent planter, you can put the panels of voile over it and clip it with little tomato clips or whatever kind of clips. Clothespins work great with voile. And you can just open it up, pick your berries, close it back up, and you're done. And it's very, very easy. And it's also easy because they're up higher off the ground. They're not on the ground. And so your planter's 2 feet off the ground. And so you don't even have to bend over that much to pick your berries. So I highly recommend that. That's what I did in California because I had a small space garden. I had been to visit Old Alabama Gardener, and I believe his channel is still online. He left this earthly plane a few years ago, and he was instrumental for so many. He made very practical, non-fussy, simple videos with so much instruction. And he had the walk-in cage that I saw when I visited him. And I thought, that's what I want. But I can't have that here because I'm on a slope. If you have a flat place and you're going to be where you're going to be for a while and you want a good amount of berries for your family, like 6, 8 bushes, they can get at least 6 feet tall and wide. So you need to account for that amount of space. That's what I would do if I had flat ground here. That's what I would have done the first year because I love blueberries. It's probably the fruit I love the most. Don't forget, blueberries are loaded with anthocyanins, which are cancer fighting. So any of your purple fruits and vegetables, purple eggplant, purple potatoes, purple carrots, blueberries, blackberries, what else? Beets, you know, all of those are loaded with anthocyanins, and you want to definitely have some of those in your diet. Let me tell you about my method that I settled on last year. I had a helper, and it didn't take that long to set this up, but because I had bought bladed rebar, which is something that is sold in a bundle in your farm co-op, because the intention is to put insulators on it and run hot wire. They're very easy to install because of the blade at the bottom. You could just put your boot on that and make sure you don't wear flip-flops, okay? Because that could hurt your foot. You could put your boot on that and just slide it right into your ground, and then it's there. It's where it needs to be. I have a bunch of these because I had a big hot wire around my flower garden 2 years ago. I thought one morning, what am I going to do? Because last year it looked like I was going to have a banner crop. We had the typical early rains in March and April. Oh my goodness, it was gushing through here. Oh my. It's a good thing I didn't seed that with grass. See, huh? Oh my God. That is a river. And so I came up with this idea last year because I had previously bought PVC pipe. You know, I bought it in 20-foot lengths and then had it cut to 10, and they were all sitting in there because it was white PVC, and I had them in my raised beds, and I just didn't like looking at those white hoops. You could see them from the road 300 feet away. I just didn't like looking at that all year. And so I went back to my concrete ladder mesh and just had those in the shop. And I thought, wait a minute, I bet you that rebar will fit right into the end of the PVC, and it did. My helper and I last year set up these hoops and the bladed rebar. It didn't take very long. You've got to figure out how much distance you need between each support. Depends on the bush. The bush could be taller and the netting will go up over that, but you need supports about 5 to 6 feet. So you got to figure out how many, and that's double for the bladed rebar. So you figure out how much you need all the way down and factor in all that, and then you order the insect netting. This is not bird netting. You could use bird netting, but birds still can get caught in there, and that's happened to me. And so I used the insect netting, the heavier one, because the lighter weight one will tear when you put a stake at the end of it to pin it down. It'll tear, and then it's a mess in a year or two. So this will last me as long as I'm here, this netting. Now, if you have a partner, this is going to go very, very quickly. This is my method, and it worked very well last year because I had a banner crop from all the rains. This year was a different story. We had drought. They didn't produce very much this year. I did go ahead last minute and cover them up, but was it worth it this year? No, it was not worth it this year. It was definitely worth it last year. I have just finished the last of my frozen blueberries that I was able to put in the freezer from last year. That's really the bottom line, is how many plants do you envision growing, and how do you grow it in the ground or in a planter, and what do you put over it, And if you have flat ground, if you have a handy man around, building a permanent structure is really the way to go. You don't have to bend over. You just open the door, you walk in, you see your bushes. Hello, bushes. Boom, 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 boom. The only bending over you have to do is just bending over to fertilize and get those lower berries. And as you get older, the less bending you have to do, the better. You may have heard that. The big advantage of covering blueberries with a temporary structure such as I did, it's only there for a month. And you can enjoy the beauty of the bushes the rest of the time. And in the fall, the blueberry bushes just go copper. And it's just stunning to look over there and see your bushes just all copper, reddish copper. It's so pretty. You're not going to want to keep the cover on through the winter anyway because of snow. And the big drawback for a temporary cover such as mine is the weeds. The weeds go wild underneath it. The other day when Corey was here battling all of the weeds and weed whacking the orchard and the raised bed garden, I decided this was when I should take down the cover. When I got it down, I just thought, oh my gosh, that you can't hardly see the bush for all the weeds. The weeds were like 2 feet tall, surrounding the bushes. And I didn't want him to weed whack because if you've grown blueberries, you know that it'll put up shoots at the base. And you could very easily mistake that for a weed and just, if you weed whack right to the, to the hard wood. And so I said, Corey, no, let me hand pull all of those weeds, because it's easier to hand pull weeds when you've got this much weed to hang on to. I had this vision. If you could use some sort of spectrometer or whatever the gadget's called to look underneath the soil and see the root structure of crabgrass, I bet it looks like the flight path of the US, coming into airports. Each airport would be a bush, and it would just be like, because you can put your fingers, when the soil is wet, and if you have loose wood chip mulch, you can put your fingers in that and just pull up, and there'll be one in between each one, and they go for like 1.5 feet if the soil is loose enough. There's no telling what my yard looks like if you could see underneath the top surface. So that's the drawback, is you've got to get those weeds out of there. Now you could wait for frost and just let it all die back. You could do that, but it wouldn't look pretty. And you want to keep your garden looking kind of pretty. I don't recommend doing that when it's 90 degrees and 100% humidity. I really overdid it. So that's the drawback, is the weeds. So I will say, just a tip for preparing your plants for spring is in March you can scatter elemental sulfur. Just read the application rates or amounts on the package, but order elemental sulfur and treat around the drip line of each bush. And last year I did this for the first time, and also I took like a 10-10-10 kind of fertilizer, because this is long before the fruit has developed, and so that fertilizer is not organic, but it's strong enough to, and you just mix it up per the directions. It depends on how many bushes you have, but I mixed it up in a 2-gallon can. I held it over each plant for like 3 seconds, and I just did it. And that just kind of wakes up the plant from the winter. And I saw this in a video on YouTube the year before, and I said, I'm going to try that. And last year was my best crop ever. I did the same thing this year, but again, we had a record drought. We were like 12 inches down from where we should have been by May. Okay, just to summarize, the absolute best reason to cover your blueberries is you get more fruit. The best reason to use a temporary cover is you get to look at those beautiful bushes 11 months, and you only have to look at that structure for a month. The best reason to have a permanent structure is you don't have to bend over, and you don't have to do it every year. So you just know it's there. It's just like a chicken coop. It's not gonna, you don't have to rebuild it every year. Let me know what you're doing with your blueberries at your garden. Please leave me a comment below if I've helped you, and I hope I have, or inspired you in some way. And I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, hype it, and share it. And God bless you, and I'll see you next time.